Kpsea 2024 Mathematics Revision. Now for the students or pupils who have just sat for this paper in grade 6, welcome. As we go through it. Now in question 1, the students were asked that Jackson read the following numbers on a chalkboard. Here is the number. Now what is the number in words? So the examiner wanted the student to write this number in words. So let me just guide you on how you're supposed to be reading it. Now you're supposed, first of all, to group them into 3. So 3 this side and the other one's continuous in 3. Now this group here has no name. So it means this group you have to read it the way you see it. Then this one here, you are also going to read it the same way, what the number you are seeing it, but at the end you add the word 1,000. Therefore, this is 76,000. So if I look at my choices, I'm supposed first to go for 76,000. Therefore, this choice is in 76,000, 76,000, 76,000. So all the answers first, I've got this part of 76,000. Then we go now to the next one, which is 800. Why do I say 100? In terms of place value, this is ones. 5 takes tens. Then 8 takes hundreds. That's why we say 800. Therefore, 800. Which choice goes with 800? 800, 800, 500. Automatically C is wrong. 900, D is wrong. Therefore, we have 2 choices here. This is 800 and 59. This left here is 59. Therefore, this one it is 95. So this one makes it wrong. Therefore, my right answer was B. Then question 2. Question 2. You are told that Bakari sold a very big number here. Loaves of bread in a year. What is the total value of 7? So we have the 7 here. And the number. And the digit they want is digit 7. So how do we find total values? Total values is you are going to take the number 7, then you replace the other ones with zeros. So it will be 0, 0, 0 because of the 3 numbers in front of it. Therefore, this number, if I use the same method we used up here, I'm going to group into 3. And remember we said that this one here is 1,000. Therefore, the number it is 7,000. So we have our answer as 7,000. It means the right answer here was C. This one is 70. 70,000. 700. 700,000. Then 700. No, that so we have 7,000, which is this. The right answer is C. Now to question 3, here it is something on a pattern. So a teacher wrote square root numbers on a chalkboard, which formed a pattern as shown. So this is the pattern. What is the next square root? So the topic here, it is squares and square root. Number in the pattern. So a square root number, it is a number that we find by multiplying one number twice. So for example, 1 times 1, it is 1. 2 times 2, it is 4. Therefore, 3 times 3, it is 9. Just an example. So therefore, if 9 is the number and 3 becomes the square root of the number, and a square root will represent by this sign here. That is what they are trying to show us here. So what is the square root of 121? Which number, if I multiply twice, will give me 121? So you can proceed with this. So you have to be having the knowledge of numbers squares in mind. 6 times 6, 7 times 7, 8 times 8. So you are going to realize that this number here, it is above 100. And the square root of 100 is 10. Therefore, it means that the number must be over 100. So 121, it is 11. Then 12, 144, 13, 169, and 14. So it means that the next one here, because it is just increasing by 1, it is the square of 15. So it is 15 times 15. So by doing multiplication, you will say 5 times 5, it is 25. You write 5, you carry 2. 5 times 1, that is 5, plus 2 here. So we have 7. You write a 0 because we are going to start from this row here. 5 times 1, that is 5. And 1 times 1, it is 1. So you're going to add that. So you have 5. Here we have 12. So 2, you carry 1, then you have 2. Therefore, it means that here I'm supposed to be having the square root of 225, and the right answer was B. Then now let us proceed to question 4. And in question 4, if you can have a nice view of that question, you are told that a lorry stopped on a weighing scale. The reading on the weighing scale was a certain digit there, a certain number. Let us look at the number keenly. We fold this so that we have enough space for our working. I hope we can now see it well. You are told that the lorry stopped at a weighing scale and the reading was as follows, 8501. What is the number rounded off to the nearest thousand? So I'm going to look at the concept of place value. Therefore, ones, tens, 100, 1,000. This is the number they're talking about, nearest thousand. Then I look at the number that is next or just before it. Then on a scale, remember, scale of rounding off start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you count them, there are 10 digits. So if I split, it's supposed to be cutting at this point, so that this side we have 5 and here 5. So if your number lies in between this side, you're supposed to be adding 1 on the number that you have dashed on. But if it is on this side, you don't have to add anything. Therefore, if I look at the range 5, it means that 5 is on our second side of the scale. It means I'm going to add 1 on 8 to have 9, then replace the other ones with 0, making my answer to be D as the right answer. Let us proceed on to question 5. Question 5, you are told that there were 52 classrooms in a school. Each class has 36 learners. How many learners were in the school? So they were testing a concept on multiplication of numbers and a word problem. So what was the candidate supposed to do? If one class is equal to 36 learners, what about 52 classes? So by cross multiplication, it means that it will be 52 classes times 36 learners over one class. So the class here will cancel the class here. So it means my answer must be in terms of learners. So I'm going to take 52 times 36. Then we are going to multiply in the same method. 6 times 2, that is 12. 2, I carry 1. Then 5 times 6, it is 30. 30 plus 1, that is 31. I'm done with this. So it is this, then multiply by that. Then the same way you're going to do this, but if you are going to multiply on this part here, make sure that you start on the lower part, not here. So we can always write there 0, not compulsory and not necessarily that must be written 0. So we have 3 times 2, that is 6, and 3 times 5 is 15. Since there's no any other number in front, I'm just going to write the whole number 15. Then now I add 2, 7, 8, 1. That is how we add it. Therefore, the total number of learners, it is, make sure you are very keen when you are choosing your answers. You see, there's a little confusion here. So maybe because of speed, you might end up getting the right answer, but writing the wrong answer. So the right answer is C. And also remember that this booklet will not go for marking. So maybe the examiner will not be in the position to see, okay, the student had got the right answer here in working but wrote the wrong answer. So make sure you choose exactly before you put to the right booklet. Now let us continue to question 6. You are told that a shopkeeper joined 2 pieces, a shoemaker, not a shopkeeper, sorry for that, a shoemaker joined 2 pieces of leather as shown. So we have 2 figures here. The figure or the diagrammatical questions tend to see if a student can easily understand the types of figures that they have been given. And for that one, we have a figure here called a rectangle. A rectangle, it is a figure that 2 sides are equal. 2 opposite sides are equal. You can see that. Maybe I can just give this 3 because it is 40-40 and this is 20-20. It is another property is that it has got 4 sides and an angle of 90 degrees, adding up to 360. So in the second figure, we have another 3-sided figure here, which is called a triangle. This one here is called a triangle. There are many types of triangle. One, we have the scalene triangle, equilateral triangle, the isosceles triangle, and we have a right angle triangle. We shall discuss more on that during continuous revision, but let us look today at the triangle which has this sign here. It means it is a right angled triangle. So they want us to find the area. What is the area of the combined pieces? So I have to find the area of one side and the area of the other side, then I add the total answers. So to the rectangle, the area of a rectangle, we can find it by length times width or breadth. The length, it is the longest side, and the width or the breadth is the smallest side. Therefore, the area of the rectangle, I can write it here, the rectangle area, it will be 40 times 20. Now multiplying numbers with 0, it is kind of easy because you just have to multiply the number, then you add the zeros later on. So 4 times 2, that is 8. Then you add 2 zeros. Centimeter squared, don't forget that. So don't rush to the answer, because if you look at the answer, we have 800, which is very wrong. That is just the area of the rectangle. Now let us look at the area of the triangle. We said that a triangle is a 3-sided figure, and for this case, we have a right angled triangle. So a right angled triangle, to find its area, the formula, it is a half times the base times the height. Now here you are also supposed to identify clearly how the sides are interpreted. Let me tilt this paper in this way so that we can have a good view of our triangle. Now to identify the base of a triangle, you look at this mark here, 90 degrees. It means that the one on the bottom ought to be the base and the other one has to be the height. Don't confuse, because the one that is opposite, this is what we call opposite. Opposite to the angle, it is what we call the hypotenuse, the longest side of the triangle. So in any other way, don't just get confused. You can also treat this part as the height and also the other part as the base, depend with how you interpret it. Therefore, we can go back to our formula where we say that it is a half times the base 16 times the height 12. Therefore, we are going to do a little bit of division. We are looking at both of them are divisible by 2. So we can say that 2 will divide 16 8 times, so that I have 12 times 8. Here I have 16, 6 I carry 1, 8 plus 1, it is 9. Therefore, the total area, it is the area of the triangle and the area of the rectangle. So I'm going to add 800 at that point, giving my answer to be 698. What? Centimeter square. Why the square? It is area. Area are measured in square. So we come to our form answers, and we'll identify that the answer is present. The answer is present, therefore our answer there is B. We can proceed now to question 7. On to question 7. On to question 7. Hope you can view it well. During a race, the recorded time for 3 runners. Now, a race, it is a competition where people run, but in this time we have got a race that these 3 runners recorded the following time. Arrange the decimal numbers in descending. What is the meaning of descending? Descending comes from the word decrease. And if I say that something is decreasing, it means it's from the big to the small. Some people can say the large to the least. So the bigger one should come first. So let us look at these numbers very well. How do I know which number it is the biggest and which one is the smallest? Comparing that these numbers are almost alike. So the first one here, we have 7 point. Now the numbers after the decimal, we just read them as 1 digit, 587. Don't say 587, that is wrong. So we have the next one, 9.558. And the other one, it is 9.578. So let us look at these numbers. So on the first part, all of them are the same. Now, the decimal, they all have the decimal. All of them have 3 decimal places. This first digit after the decimal, they are all the same. But the difference now comes on to the number after the decimal place. So here is where we are going to see which one is the biggest. So the biggest number, 857, we realize that this one is the bigger number. Therefore, it takes the first position as a descending order. Then after that, we have 7 following 8. So this one is the second number. Then we have the third number. Here, try to write this one down first before you can go to the choices. Yeah, so that you don't get confused with marking of the right answer. So we have 9587. Which one is starting with the 985? So this one, making that all the other answers to be wrong. You see, it is the only choice that is starting with that. Therefore, the right answer there was A. We proceed to question 8. In question 8, you are told that a woman group had 1,055 goats in a ranch. They shared the goat equally among 24 members. What is the meaning of share? To share means dividing. To share means dividing. So we are going to divide this number into 24 people. So let us do that using the long division method. 1055. Now 24 cannot go into 1. It cannot go into 10. but it can go almost to a number that is almost closer to 105. And which number is that? How do we do that for simple mathematics? Try to add. Just take 24 plus 24. Here you will get 48. Then 24. If you add, this is 12, you carry 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are adding, don't forget that. Then 24. This will give me 6, 9. Still, we have not reached this number. We can add another 24. So we have 0, you carry 1. So we have 12. But now, this number has passed. If I use 120, it has passed 105. Therefore, we'll go to the number that is at the back. This number here. How many 24s are at the back? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24 will go here 4 times, because 4 times 24 will give me 96. Then I subtract. The 5 cannot subtract 6. Therefore, I will have to borrow, but I can't borrow from 0. So I have to again adjust to 1. So if I borrow from 1, here remains 0. Then if I borrow from 1, this number here now becomes 10. Yeah? So after borrowing that, again I have to borrow from 10. If I remove from 10, I'll be remaining with 9. Then I put here to be 15. So 15 minus 6, that's a simple one. You can get it 9. Then 9 minus 9 is 0, and 0 minus 0 is 0. Now we continue by bringing down 5. Remember, the question asks how many goats remained after sharing. So let us see. Now 95, coming to my scale, we have a digit that has passed it already, 96. So we will not say that it goes there 4 times, but we will use the one at the back, same way we did for the first part. So if I say that 24 will go here 3 times, and 3 times 24 will give me 72. Then again I subtract. Today subtraction is easier because the number on top is bigger. So here I will have 3, and there I will have 23. Now what is the question asking? The question is asking how many goats remained after sharing. If they would have asked how many goats did each person get, this is what they got. So 42 should be the right answer. But now they want how many remained. Now this one is the one that are going to be remaining, because 24 can't go into 23. So the right answer that remained, it is B. Then question 9. You are told that a tailor had a piece of cloth measuring 17 meters and 50 centimeters. He cut the cloth into 5 equal pieces. What was the length of each piece? So here we have to convert first. We know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. Why am I converting to centimeter? They want the answer in centimeter. Yeah? So the dimensions used are in centimeter. So what we are going to do, we are going to ask ourselves, what about 17 meters? So it is cross multiplying, and I've taught you how to do that. It will be 17 meters times 100 centimeters over 1 meter. So the meter goes with the meters. Therefore, I have 17. Then how do we multiply numbers with zeros? Just write the number, then add the zeros in front. Then remember, we also have another 50 here. So we are going to add our 50, so that we have 1,750. But now this number should be divided by 5. Equal. It was cut equally, still division. So 2 questions consecutive having division concept. So 5 can't go into 17. We have tried that. I've shown you how you can get that by just adding the number repeatedly, and the trend continues. So you look at 17 as it is below 20, so we are going to take the least number. 15, so we have 1, 2, 3. It will go here 3 times. 3 times 5, it is 15. You subtract. Here you will have 2. Bring down the number 5. 5 can go into 25. Yes, here we have 25. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. Then 5 times 5, it is 25. Then if 0 is the only number that is remaining, always write it on top there. Always write it there. So we have that the answer, it is 380 centimeters. Then we can proceed to question 10. At question 10, you are told that Ali and Baraza shared a loaf of bread. Ali ate 2/5, while Baraza ate 1/4 of the bread. What fraction of the bread remained? So let us see. What fraction was totally eaten? Yeah, Ali ate 1/5 plus, because we want to see what fraction has been eaten. So here we are going to find the LCM. The LCM of 5 and 4, just multiply them because they are lower numbers. 5 times 4, it is 20. So 5 will go into 20, it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. So I put 4 in on my head, then 4, I'll multiply it here. 4 times 2, that is 8. Then 4 goes into 5 how many times? Do the long division if you are not good at memorizing, but this is kind of easy. You can just do it by your head. 4 goes into 25 times. So I'll multiply the number on top by 5. So I have plus 5. 8 plus 5 is what? Easy. 13. So I will have 13 out of 20. Now I have added to show that 13 out of 20, it is the piece of loaf that has been eaten. So don't rush to your answer and mark D. It will be very wrong. They want the one that is remaining. How do we find remainder? To find a remainder, you are going to take the one that is at the bottom here. The one that is at the bottom, you are going to say that 20 out of 20, that should be the total loaf. This one will guide you. Then you subtract. We want to find the remainder. Now subtracting fractions that the denominator are the same is easy. The LCM of 20 and 20 is 20. Then 20 minus 13, we have 7. So 7 out of 20 is the loaf of bread that remained. So we are going to mark that answer as C. So we can continue on to the next part, which is question 11, a quick one. In question 11, you are told that Sheila had 0.2 kilograms of tea leaves in a cupboard. She uses, so she used 0.06. That means using, it is removing from. So Sheila removed 0.06 kg of the tea leaves to make tea. She calculated the fraction of the leaves used as follow. What is the answer as a percentage? Now we only have the answer here. You can see it. So we want to convert a decimal to a fraction. How do we do that? Convert this one into a fraction. To do that, you are going to say this is 3 after the decimal point, because it is 0.3. Just write the number after the decimal place as a whole number, over after the decimal we have one number there, you replace it with 10. What is the meaning of percentage? 100. So you will multiply by 100. This is easy. Just cancel the 0 and the 0 so that you have 3 times 10. How did we say we multiply numbers? Multiply by 10. We'll say 3 times 1, which is 3. Then you add the 0. Therefore, in terms of percentage, it will be 30%. Then we can proceed on to the next question. The next question, you are told that a sales man traveled 2/5 of the journey by rail, a third of the journey by matatu, and 4/5 of the journey on foot. What fraction of the journey traveled by railway and matatu? So we are going to look at rail. Now 2/5 was the one traveled by rail, still under fractions, and matatu, a third of the journey by matatu and a third. So they want the total. To find total, we have done this on question 10. You find the LCM. If it's a small number, just multiply. And you will say 5 times 3, it is 15. 5 goes here 3 times, so you are going to multiply here by 3. So we have 6 plus 3 goes here 5 times. Multiply this one here by 5. So we have 5 times 1, that is 5, a total fraction of 11 over 15. Therefore, it means that this person, the total fraction of the journey traveled by rail and matatu was 11 over 15, and the right answer is D. We can proceed. So, question 13. You are told that a jewelry measures the diameter. What's the diameter? You have to be aware of terms, the diameter. So diameter simply means that if I have a circle, then the distance from the center to any area, any part of this circumference of the circle is called the radius. And if I had just maybe using this side also, it is radius. So the distance that is running from a point to a point is what we call a diameter. So diameter, it is the same as 2 radius. So let us look at the question. That the measurement of this wedding ring is 20 millimeters. 20 millimeters, mm. What is the diameter of the ring in centimeters? So here they don't want more of calculation, just converting. So let us see. There is a formula you can maybe use in your school in any way on how to master this. I don't know if you have been taught of any formula to come up with it. Things like King Herod did mathematics during Christmas morning. Kenya has dug many dams containing magic. Just come up with a song that it is easily to be remembered, and you can the same way easily remember it. Now, at the outside part, you always have to put 10 outside, just to help you convert. Now, we have millimeters. Millimeters is here, and they want us to convert it to centimeters. So you'll come to centimeter, then hide that part called the centimeter. So you realize that we only have a 10 at the bottom. So it means that 1 centimeter represents 10 millimeters. But if they would have talked about meters, for example, you'll have to close the meters, then go 3 0 are here. So it is 1 2 3 is 1,000 millimeters. So to proceed, we are going, now we have our formula here, but our diameter, it is 20. Now 20 millimeters. In many of the questions we have done, I've been putting the dimension on this side. Just make sure you align it to where we have the same measurements. So millimeters is on this side, so that if I cross multiply, I'll be going with that one in that order. So we'll have 20 millimeters times 1 centimeter over 10 millimeters. Remember, the one on top should be at the bottom. So millimeters will cancel millimeters. Then 0, it is going with a 0. So I have 1 also maybe going with 1, so that I'm left with 2 and a centimeter. Yeah, so the answer there is 2 centimeters, and the right answer was A for question 13. Question 14. Question 14. You are asked, that a cupboard of length 30 centimeters. Let me bring that one down into a ground close-up so that you can have a better and more clear view. So you're told that a cuboid has a length of 30 centimeters. The width or 15 centimeters, and the height, it is 40 centimeter. It's full of a liquid detergent. How many liters of detergents are in the container? So how do we approach that question? A cuboid is something that looks like this. That is how a cuboid looks like. So you will see that the length, it is 30. The width, it is 15 centimeter. And the height, it is 40 centimeter. So to find the volume, first of all, you are going to multiply. Volume is equals to length times width times height. So you will say that the length, it is 40 times 30 times 15. So this is easy to multiply. Just start with these ones that have got zeros in front. So 4 times 3, that is 12. You add the 2 zeros, then times 15. So we can do that aside here. You will have 12 times 15. 10, 0 you carry 1, 5, that is 6. We have here 2 and 1. Therefore, we will have 180. And remember our 2 zeros that we left. So this is in centimeter cube. Volume is measured in cube. So what we are going to do is now to convert this centimeter into meters. And you know that 1 liter is equals to 1,000 centimeter cubic. So we're going to divide this here by 1,000. And it's just a matter of removing the zeros so that we have 18 as the right answer. Then we can look at question 15. Question 15, you are asked, that a cement factory has 8 tons of cement. They packed the cement into 50 kilograms of bags. How many bags of cement were packed? How many bags of cement were packed? That's what they are asking. So what you're going to do, convert tons into kilograms. That is easy, just multiply by 1,000. So you'll have 8 times 1,000. That is 8,000. Then this 8,000 divided by 50. A quick one. 50 by 8,000. 50 will go into 80 one time because of 50. We have done this division before. So you're left with 30. Bring down the 0 so that it goes there 6 times. 6 times 50, it is 300. Remain with 0. What did we say? If 0 is left here, put it on top. So what we have is 160. And the answer there was C. The next part, you are asked that Rukia bought a dress for shilling 700 from a supermarket. She gave a cashier a 1,000 shilling note. She received the balance into several notes of 50 shillings. How many 50 shillings note did she receive as balance? So to solve that, you are going to say, if I've given out 1,000 shillings and got a dress of 700, what is my balance? So you subtract, you borrow 1, it becomes 10, so we have 3. So how many 50 shillings will give me 3? You can divide, or you can just do the addition method. So you can divide first. So you have 50 plus 50, that's 100, plus another 50. You can use that if you have enough time to solve. But if you don't have time, just say 300 divided by 50. So this one will go there. We have done there 6 times. So we have 50 was 6 in digit. Then now we can proceed to question 17. In question 17, you are told that cooperative society imported 4 tons and 500 kilograms of fertilizer. It distributed 2 tons and 900 kilograms to farmers. How many kilograms of fertilizer remained? So it is subtraction. Let us convert this one into kilogram. We have done it on top, so it's just a matter of multiplying. So it will be 4,000 plus 500. That is 4,500. Then we have 2,900 distributed. So we are going to subtract. So it will have 0, 0, you borrow 1. So what is left there? It is 6. So in terms of kilograms, they were left with 1,600 kilograms of fertilizers that were left. We can proceed on to the next question, 15. Can proceed to the next question, 15. So question 15, you are told that a group of learners spent 6,450 to cultivate cabbage. They sold all the cabbages for shillings 9,850. How much profit did we get? So to get profit is equals to the selling price minus the buying price. So the selling price was 9,380 and they bought it at 4,550. So you just subtract, we have 0. 3, you borrow 1 to remain 8. So we have 13 minus 4, which will give us 9. Then 8 minus 6, that is 2. So the profit was 2,930, giving the right answer to be D. Question 19. You are told that a table shows the traveling table for bus company from Mombasa to Nairobi. How long does the journey by bus take from Tito Andei to Nairobi? So it is about time. They are asking time here, and to find time, you will say that from Tito Andei, we are going to take the arrival time. At what time did it arrive at Tito Andei? And at what time did it come from Nairobi? Okay, we have Mtito Andei and Nairobi, so the arrival and the departure of Mtito Andei. So we have 6:30, you subtract 2:45. But this is time. So if I borrow 1 hour here, it will be 60. 60 plus 30, that is 90. So we have 3. And the other side, we have 45. Therefore, this took 3 hours and 45 minutes. The next part, you're told, what is the time in 24 hours of clock system? The time shown you can see the time, watch it keenly. So if you look at the time, it is almost going to arrive at 2. So it is in between 2. So the time is still 1. And 1 into 24 hours of clock system, we call it 13. And the longer one, it is at 6. And this means it is 30. So it is 13:30 hours. Then we can proceed now to question 21. We are told that Timothy drew some angles. He compared the angles using a right angle triangle. He noticed that some angles were greater than 90. So if this is 90 degrees, the angle that is greater than 90 have to be somewhere here. And any angle that is already passing 90 degrees, that angle becomes an obtuse angle, because even you can see it is less than a straight line. If this one is the straight line, then it is less than it. So it's an obtuse. Then we can now proceed to question 21. You are told that a self-help group collected the following amount of garbage for recycling. Hope you can view it well. So it was some tons. They want us to find the total ton of garbage that was collected. So to calculate that,